Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about contact tracing apps and data privacy. Currently around the world, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many countries are developing or obtaining contact tracing applications that are used on smartphones. There are many issues that are controversial about these apps. And the apps are very different depending on what country they're in and what the laws are for those countries. For example, countries like China have contact tracing apps that are mandatory based on their laws in their country. Countries like Australia, they are developing an app which is voluntary for people to download and use to help with digital contact tracing. And places like in Europe, they are looking at either halting or slowing down the pace of development of contact tracing apps because they're concerned about what is being done with the data and who is being shared with. So just to give an idea, even though we know that contact tracing is important in pandemics, due to the digital age now that we have apps, a lot of different companies are coming together to create applications that individuals can download on their phones. It will track using Bluetooth technology their proximity to certain other smartphones and be able to contact or have medical professionals contact those people if anyone they were in contact with for a certain number of minutes in proximity ends up developing the coronavirus disease. A big issue with contact tracing apps is that at no time I can think of in modern times has there been a situation where individuals have been asked to provide possibly information having to do with their personal health to someone who's outside of like a medical setting. So if you think as it being a fence, it's like throwing your medical information across the fence over into other records. So let's say a search engine or a cell phone company or an insurance company that may not have otherwise had that information, or even a potential employer may have this information now because an individual is actually giving this data to a government or industry that's outside of a medical profession. People are really concerned about the possibility of there being massive amounts of things like discrimination in terms of jobs or banking, for example. Let's say you have this app, you walk into a bank, people can tell that you have certain apps on your phone. People are concerned that they may be discriminated against about getting loans or getting jobs or being dropped from insurance just from having this information. So even though governments are trying to pass legislation, especially in Australia, they're actually in May going to pass some additional legislation about contact tracing apps and privacy. And there's been floated the idea in the US that they may actually create laws about privacy and what's done with the data after it's collected. So it's up in the air, remains to be seen what will happen. I think the idea behind this app is to create some level of anonymity, but because your phone is so tied to your person, I think it would be hard to do in the short or long term to make you truly anonymous to use those types of applications. Thank you.